Hey guys, Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlshays.com. Today we're going to talk about how to respond when a girl looks at you. What do you do when a girl looks at you? It's actually a very simple answer. You go and approach her, but there's separate situations where I like to categorize things into practical compartmentalizations. So for looking at you, it's a very simple distinction between if she's close, or she's far. If she's close, then you have a certain category of options available to you. And if she's far, then you might need to adjust your strategy, to put it in a technical term, depending on how far she is away from you. Because when you're actually interacting with people, if you think about it in a physical sense, you're actually adapting to the physical reality of how far am I away from them, because in order to go talk to them, you're not gonna be like, yo, what's up, bitch? You wanna fuck later? Hey, but right, you're not gonna do that, okay? You're gonna interact in a way that's socially acceptable, and you're going to adjust to the social and physical reality that surrounds you. So if she's close to you, we'll have 3 options, and if she's far from you, we'll have 3 options as well. So let's start with when she's close to you. So if a girl makes eye contact with you first, and then we'll do if you look at her first, and then we'll do if you just hold eye contact. So let's say she makes eye contact with you first. When a girl initiates eye contact, you need to hold it until she breaks it first. Because what she's basically doing, think of it when a guy does it. If a guy's just staring at you, you need to look back at him because he's staring you down. It's an aggressive move, unless it's your friend or it's someone who's doing it in a inquisitive or curious manner. But a lot of times guys will keep eye contact with you as a way of dominance. If you've ever encountered an animal, have you ever been with a dog and you hold eye contact with them and then all of a sudden they're like, it's because they're reacting to a very primal challenge. And the primal challenge is this, right? Imagine we're at a party and I walk up to you and I'm just like, you would be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Socially, you're gonna be like, okay, this is weird, but primarily you're gonna be like, ugh. I remember when I was in high school, I was at this like kind of party-ish thing, and I was just looking around the room, and I make eye contact with this guy for 1 second. He's like, the fuck do you want? And I was like, what the fuck, dude? I was just looking at you 1 second. But what he was doing, because I knew who he was, grew up in a very rough environment where eye contact means a challenge. And so that's our primal animal self responding to a social cue that someone is gonna charge. If you're walking through the jungle and you have an animal look at you, it's meaning they're like, there's something interesting about you. It could be aggressive, it could be sexual, it could be curious. The baboon wants to fuck your pussy. It's just a sign of intention. So basically, when a girl makes eye contact with you first, you need to take it as a challenge of some sorts, and you need to hold it with her. You can play with it and you can look at her and just look away as if you're playing hard to get, but usually when a girl makes really intense eye contact with you first, you hold. And what you can do is you just hold until she breaks it. One time I was at this event, we were sitting in a circle in chairs, and there's this really pretty girl. When I first came in, I brought some drinks for everyone. I was like, hey, where can I put them? And she's like, well, you should have told us beforehand so we would make room in the fridge. It was the most like random and like fucking petty complaint I've ever heard in a long time. But she was kind of one of your prissy, pizzipuancas, like doll-faced bitches. And I knew she was playing a game. And I was like, okay, like, can I just put it in the fridge? She's like, yeah, fine. I was like, what the fuck is this attitude for? It's because she's horny. Usually when a woman has attitude, it's because she's horny. She's either with a guy who's a pussy and she's like, I want some real dick, or she doesn't have a man and she's like, I want some real dick. Anyways, later in the night, we were sitting around in a group talking, and I just noticed, you know when you feel someone looking at you? I just feel someone looking at me, and I look, and she's just fucking staring at me like, swear to God, I think it went on 15 fucking seconds. And I'm just like, I want you to feel that tension, right? Usually in YouTube videos, guys are like, trying to keep your attention. No, I want you to feel that fucking tension where you're just sitting there and you're looking at someone. Finally, after like 10, 15 seconds, she fucking breaks it. And that was my dominance of her because she challenged me in an eye contact way, and she went down. When you look down, it's submission. When you look to the side, it's just a break, like, okay, whatever this person is. If you look up, it's like, oh, fuck this person. So if a girl makes eye contact with you first when she's close, you want to hold it until she breaks, or what you can do is you can just initiate. Because if she's close, then there's small distance that needs to be traversed in order for you to turn it into an open, right? Because you can play eye contact games all day, but you need to actually do something about it. Occasionally, if you hold that eye contact and she's close to you, she'll initiate. I remember when our director and I were out at the bar the other night, and there was the girl by the bathroom when you were standing there and she was looking at you and you just held eye contact, and then she initiated the conversation with you, remember? And I was just sitting there like waiting, I was watching, I was like, oh, okay, she's checking him out. So it's almost like her eye contact was an approach. So he held eye contact with her, and then she opened him and then actually asked him for his information. So that's one option you can do. Either you hold it until she breaks it and then you can open later, or you just hold it and she'll open you. But if she initiates the eye contact, do not break it unless you're doing one of those shy games where you look away and then you look back. You can make it work, but most of the time you want to just stick with the solid process of holding it and dominating her because she was socially challenging you. Now, if you initiate the contact, let's say she's walking past you, you initiate the eye contact. If she stares at you for about, let's say, a second and a half or more, there's interest. Eyes are probably the most basic giveaways when it comes to interest. If she walks past you and she holds eye contact for more than a second and a half, go. If she goes boom, boom, then you need to look for subtle signs of interest. If she looks and looks down, that's good, that's great. And then you can just lean over and like tap her, or you can just make a gesture to get her attention again and be like, hey, what's up, how are you? And then you can lead that into an open. Some guys prefer to let the girls make the eye contact first. I'm pretty aggressive. I like to just look at a girl because I don't want to waste time playing these games. Yeah, just, where are the bitches at? But the other instance is where you guys kind of just both make eye contact together at the same time. I'm sure you've seen that where you're both just like, whoop, and you hold it. There, it's kind of fair play. It's kind of like a 50-50 in football or soccer. You know, you're just both going for it and you're gonna slam your fucking shins together. When that happens, you want to, basically all the options are open to you because it's kind of a fair play. No one initiated the challenge. It was kind of a neutral ground. So you can apply both of the strategies that I just went over. Now, we move on to when she's far away from you. Because when she's far away from you, you need to do more subtle tricks or even more overt tricks, actually. So let's say she's across the room and you notice her and you start the eye contact now, okay? And then you're checking her out and she catches you. One of the big things I wanna talk about is when you're checking out a girl, and we actually made a video on checking out a girl and how they appreciate that, and I'll put that right here and also in the description. Because girls like it. You know, some guys are like, oh, don't give her validation and attention. Like, fuck off, dude. Like, I love just staring your girl down and having her recognize my masculine, like, penetration with my eyes, and then I'll move on to the penetration with my conversation, and then with my dick. Okay, so start the eye contact, and she responds to it, but she's far away, right? What you can do is you can communicate over distances, right? You can make a smoke signal, get a little fire started, get some kindling, and just get it up there and make it like a I really wanted to take that metaphor like for a solid minute. Like, is he being serious? No. Okay, so she's across the room. Just, you can do one of these if you're like a little bit awkward. I like to be playful and I do one of these. I love this. I got this from, what's that fucking movie? Oh my God, the kid Alfalfa. Oh my God. The Little Rascals? The Little Rascals! Do you know what the Little Rascals are? Fuck, I'm too old. Okay. The Little Rascals, there's one of the kids, he would look at like a person and go, nah, 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 nah. I love doing that because it's so playful and innocent that girls, I'm just like, hi, and they're like, oh, you're so cute. So when I see a girl far away, I'll do like a a little girly wave, which can be sexy. Some of you are like, I'm alpha, I don't do that. Fuck off. You can pull it off if you have the certain personality. So I do one of these, or I'll even do one of these, or you can just wave. You can adapt it to your personality. Be creative with it. But then you have the approach, and you can even do it during the day. You're standing in the train station and you just check out a girl and you're like. Sometimes the girls will be like, talking to me. And then what you do is you lead that into an approach. Because if you're expecting girls to come to you, you can do it, but usually only when they start the eye contact. So I'll get into that after this. But when you start it, she makes eye contact. There's a 1.5 seconds of contact, so you know that she's into it. Or, because if she's creeped out, I want to clarify really quick, guys. If you're starting the eye contact, don't be a creeper. Be like, okay, she looked back. She obviously wants the dick. I'm gonna go talk. You need to learn some social intuition. If she's looking at you for a long time and she looks uncomfortable, then maybe she's not interested and she's like, who's this fucking creeper looking at me? But if she looks at you and she kind of looks down in a shy, nice way, not a shy like, oh my God, this guy's creepy, then you can go approach. So you make the eye contact, she looks down, looks away, or she stares at you. Then you can break it, because you started it. Then maybe a second later, 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, slowly make your way to her. You can be smart about it. Don't just be like, hi bitch, right? Have some social intuition, and you get that through experience. And you can feel it out if you have some decent emotional intelligence. Slowly make your way to her, and then now that you're known, because she's thinking about it. If you're at a party and someone like made strong eye contact with you, you're gonna remember that person, because if you see them randomly, you're like, oh yeah, that was that person who was making eye contact with me. These are people we're dealing with, so treat them as you would be treated. So then you walk up and then you start the conversation, right? Because making eye contact with a girl is just about leading to the next step, because eye fucking is not as good as actual fucking. Okay, so now if she starts with the eye contact, you want to be the one who keeps it first and lets her break it. Or if she starts it, what you can do is, I have a video on this actually right here too, is you can get her to come over. It usually only works when she looks at you first. I've tried to do it when I look at a girl first, like I make eye contact, she makes it with me and I go, come here. Then you're playing a game, because you're like, here's my dominant frame, come to me now. And the girl's like, you're playing games. But if she's the one who's initiating it and being much more aggressive, then you can say, okay, you're being aggressive, come here. And your facial expression and the way that you move your finger has a lot to do with it. If you do it like a, come here baby, because I'm a cocky motherfucker, she's probably gonna say no. But if you do it like in a fun, casual way, like you're not playing a game, you're just like, oh, come here, you're interesting. Then she might actually come over. Or what you do is, if she starts it, you hold it. You need to hold it until she breaks it first, because she initiated the challenge. Or while you're holding it, if you don't do this, you go over. Then you're like, okay, you're challenging me to come over? Fuck it, I'll come over. Now, there are nuanced situations. If she's in the middle of a conversation and someone's really talking to her, maybe it's not the best time to come over, but maybe it is sometimes. Maybe she's having a weird conversation with a guy and she wants you to save her. I've had that situation where a girl is over here and she's talking to some guy and she's staring at me. What I'll do is, you can just go in and be confident and just like take her from him, be like, hey, what's up, how are you? And then just interrupt him. And then if she responds well to you, then you're doing something right. You can even do this too. You can walk up and you can say, is this your boyfriend? I've done that a few times and the guy's just like, no. And she's like, no, it's not. And then I take her. It's kind of douchey, but it works. But what you can do is you can walk up to her and you can say, I blanked out. I'll walk up to a girl and she'll be talking to the guy and I'll get within like a decent enough distance that she knows that I'm going to interact with her, but not so much that I'm in the guy's space. And I'll kind of like mouth with my mouth what's going on. I'll be like, do you want me to save you? That's what I'll do. And I've done that before. One time I was in Norway and I was visiting someone and there was a girl, like really hot girl, looking at me and talking to some guy. I was like, want me to save you? And she's like, yeah. So I like grabbed her, I'm just like, whoop, and I'm talking to her and I start grabbing her ass within like 10 seconds of making out with her. And the guy comes up to me, he's like, hey man, I was talking to her. And I'm just like, just fucking ignoring him. I'm just making out with her. And then I take her to the bathroom and She sucks my dick. I could have fucked her, but as soon as we were gonna go into the bathroom, her friends came out of the other bathroom, the girls' bathroom. We're like, who's this guy? And I was just like, fuck this shit. I just grabbed her and pulled her into the stall and fucking locked the door. And I heard someone knocking. And I was like, fuck this shit. And we're making out. And I just whip out my dick. She's like, and then I started to finger her and I tried to fuck her, but she's like, no. I was like, fuck, god damn it, I'm so close to smashing. Oh, she was so hot. She had such a great ass. But friends, reputation, they tend to ruin a lot of things. Anyways, so you can do the game where you say, can I save you? And this is a very fun, socially calibrated way to, it's not even white knighting, it's dark knighting, because you're trying to fuck her. You're not, oh, white knight, I'll save you from the bad guy. No, it's like, yo, I'm a better option than this motherfucker, so come over here and get with me. So that's what you can do when she makes eye contact and she's a little bit further away. And then if you guys make a 50-50 eye contact, as with when she's close, you have all options available to you. And that covers how to treat a girl who's making eye contact with you. Maybe you started it, maybe she started it. It's better if she starts it because it's a higher sign of interest, but you're a man, okay? Sometimes you can just check out a girl, wait for her to look at you, and go for it. Can it be creepy? Sometimes, of course, duh, have some common sense. Sometimes you can do too much and you can be creepy. But we're men, and it's okay if sometimes we go a little overboard as long as we're not making someone supremely uncomfortable and we're not violating someone's space and we're not purposely making someone uncomfortable. So have some common sense about this, have some social intuition, and please be self-reflective about the environment that you're in and how you're coming off to people, but you're a man. If you wanna make eye contact with a girl and then lead that into an approach, do it. If you catch a girl making eye contact with you, you better go fucking approach. I've heard so many times and guys are like, yeah, she looked at me and I didn't go. I'm like, oh my God. A girl staring at you, because girls aren't the aggressors, right? If a girl stares at you, that is the equivalent of her coming up and saying, hey, I think you're pretty, how are you? Because women are not the natural aggressors, if they do make a somewhat aggressive move, it has a greater magnitude of aggression than if we were to do it, because that's not their natural place in the sexual dichotomy. So if a girl looks at you, go get that pussy. If you want that pussy, look at her, end of story, go approach her, don't be a bitch, be a man, get that pussy. Okay, Hector Castillo, girlchase.com, hope you enjoyed the video. Fuck! It's always at the end when I fucking stumble. It's like the whole thing was so perfectly articulated. Ah, I need to work on that. I always have trouble finishing. It's always been my thing. Oh well, okay. Please follow me on social media. Got it? I got it. Check the description for stuff. Just there's shit in there. You can check it out and buy it, you know, support us. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you soon.